stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And now for your starting lineups. First, starting for the Pride, at guard, junior number 0, Javion Magic. At forward, senior number 3, Tim Boulware. At guard, junior number 12, Isaiah Pruitt. At forward, senior number 24.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's presentation of Southern Virginia University Athletics presented on Knights Broadcasting. Tonight's USA South men's basketball matchup is between the Pride of Greensboro College and your Knights of Southern Virginia University. I'm Dawson Wiedrick, and I'm joined tonight by my good friend and Southern Virginia University softball assistant coach Colby Kemp. Always a pleasure to be on a call with you, Colby.
Absolutely, Dawson. Great to be back here. Another game here in the barn. Got hopefully another good game brewing here between our Southern Virginia Knights and the Greensboro Pride.
Absolutely, and last time around when these two teams played on January 9th, it was a fantastic game, going down to just a 2-point deficit by the end of it. The Pride able to take that victory out in Greensboro. And so this time around, the Knights looking to get a little bit of revenge and a little bit of momentum in conference play. You and I were talking about the whole conference situation as far as standings is concerned. Greensboro College comes to this game ranked 3rd in the conference, Southern Virginia 7th. But as you were saying before we went live, there's a lot of room to move if you're Southern Virginia.
Absolutely, including tonight's game. There's 6 games left for them. You know, and any basketball fan knows this is kind of fun time of year, right? Yeah. Winding down the conference schedule. You got the conference tournament and then the NCAA tournament after that. So regardless of what you've done during the season to this point, there's always time for redemption.
Absolutely.
You put it together, something clicks within your team chemistry, rotation or something, and you can get on a run and go for a while.
Absolutely, and starting for the Pride tonight, you got Javion Magic, Tim Boulware, Isaiah Pruitt, Matthew Brown, and Grant Thompson. And for the Knights, you got Koa Baker, DJ Green, Sam Jex, Malachi Olson, and Tyler Karchner. And like I mentioned last time around, it was a fantastic game. And I mentioned to you, Colby, that it was a tale of two halves, that game was. The first half, Southern Virginia was absolutely running away with it. They ended up going into half leading 37-21, shooting 51.7% from the floor and 37.5% from 3. And in the second half, it was Greensboro College's turn. That second half, they ended up taking it 48-30, scoring 48 points in the half, shooting 54.5% from the floor and 44.4% from 3. And so we'll just have to see which team either starts off strong or who can finish strong. So the Pride start off with the ball. As Magic getting it to Boulware. Boulware, one of the leading scorers for the Pride this year, 10.2 points per game. And a takeaway for Southern Virginia. Great defensive stance to start off the game. Here's Baker pushing it down the floor. And DJ Green's going to reset it. Going to feed it inside to Karchner. Going up underneath, up at the right hand, no good off the rim, rebounded by Magic. Karchner going up against Grant Thompson tonight, who is one of the better players in the USA South Conference, averaging 9.6 points per game, 5.6 rebounds per game, and is just an overall efficient shooter, 50% from the floor. Another takeaway for Southern Virginia. This time it's Green.
Gotta like the early defense by the Knights there, creating 2 takeaways on the first 2 possessions.
Olsen driving in, a little too easy, trying to go up in the paint. Up at the right hand, no good, gets his own rebound. Goes up, fadeaway jumper, up, in and out, no good, rebounded by Boulware. So neither team really able to do much offensively in the early goings. 2 steals for the Knights, 2 missed shots for the Knights as well. Here's the Pride. Here's a 3 by Boulware. Off the back of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Olson. When Southern Virginia faced off against North Carolina Wesleyan this past week, Kai Olson had a fantastic defensive game. He got a foul here. Going to be called on Tyler Karchner. I believe they're going to say a moving screen. Indeed, they're going to say that he was moving. Coach Trace Bevel's trying to make his point to the ref here on the near side. The ref here is saying that the elevator didn't close, quote unquote. Gets Kai Olson to jump. Step back, jump shot, that is good for Matthew Brown. And Matthew Brown was an absolute problem for the Knights last time around. Brown had 17 points and 13 rebounds in that contest. 13 out of the 40 total that the Pride had in that game.
Like you said, the Knights will have their work cut out for them down low. Taking care of both Grant Thompson and Matthew Brown.
Shot clock winding down for the Knights. Green trying to go over the shot. Mid-range and good for DJ Green. Around free throw range has been really where DJ Green has lived the past couple of games. He's very comfortable shooting from there.
And that was a tough shot with the shot clock winding down and 2 guys around him.
Here's the Pride with it. Boulware up top. Baker gets his hand on it. Now back to Pruitt. Pruitt, another efficient offensive weapon for the Pride. Up strong off the glass, no good, just in time to beat the shot clock. So the Pride take back the lead.
Good defense there by Tyler Karchner, though. Playing with that 1 early foul. Don't want him to get that second. Will still be able to change the shot.
Kicked ball right there. And you mentioned Tyler Karchner getting a foul really early. That was a problem for Southern Virginia in the first game. Tyler Karchner fouled out, which is a big problem for them, of course. You also had Baker that got into foul trouble. Olson, a little bit of foul trouble as well. And that's one of the keys for tonight, is that if you want to stand a chance against some of this great inside play against Greensboro, you got to play smart and stay out of foul trouble.
Yeah, and I think that's part of Coach Bevel's frustration with that foul being called on him there. A moving screen where that's not where you want your big guys picking up fouls.
Another tough shot made by the Knights. That time it's Koa Baker. Evens it back up at 4 apiece. Here's Pruitt off the glass, no good. Another rebound and another defensive stop for Southern Virginia. Baker tempting the 3. Olson gets the pump fake, up around 2 defenders off the back of the rim. Olson finds his way to the floor, no foul is called, so back to the Pride it goes. Good cut inside, Boulware in the paint. Pruitt getting a lot of screens. Jack's able to get through all of them. Good kick to Thompson. Shot no good. Gonna call a foul here on this side. It is against Koa Baker. They're gonna say that he put his arm down to try to elevate to get the rebound. So he gets an early foul here before the media timeout, tied right now at 4 apiece. I'm just really happy to see the defense we've seen from both squads so far. Both squads doing a great job at not making anything easy whatsoever.
No, absolutely. They're moving well. Both teams moving their feet well on defense. And, we mentioned the tale of 2 halves. I'd like to see 2 halves well played by both teams. If we're going to have a close game, let's just see it, right from the start. A game that doesn't get too far out of hand for either team, and both teams just playing tough on both sides.
Right, absolutely. A game where, both teams maybe are slow to score at first and both get kind of comfortable and get a little bit of shooting streak in them. Both teams hit some shots. And, again, I just hope that it's a close game like it was last time back on January 9th. And during this quick timeout, we want to remind you you're watching this on Night Broadcasting here on YouTube. Be sure to give us a like, subscribe, comment down below. Let us know what you anticipate for today's game and how we can improve this viewing presentation of Southern Virginia athletics. We appreciate your support of Knights Broadcasting. So after the media timeout, the Pride will have the ball here near the student section of Southern Virginia. We have a substitution for the Knights in Alex Weiland. We have yet to see a substitution for the Pride yet. Getting the jump on the pump fake, and Weiland able to get the rebound. Hand off to Jex. Baker inside, up with the left hand, and good. So that's 4 points for Baker.
It's a tough shot there by Koa.
Going up with the left hand, the floater, it's like you said.
Just shows how much he worked on his game during the offseason.
Absolutely. We talked about his outside shooting improvement and just being able to make shots with contact. Pruitt, the jump shot from the free throw line, no good off the front of the rim. Eventually brought down by Olsen. Nice, strong rebound off the tip. The Knights with a 2-point lead. Weiland driving inside, kick out to Baker. Gets the pump fake. Mid-range jumper, up and good with a little bit of contact. Back-to-back buckets for Koa. Knights now with a 4-point lead. Neither team has made an outside three so far, and what looked like a block at first is going to be called a foul against Kai Olsen. I think maybe he swung down with the other hand, made a little bit of contact because the initial contact was just purely with the ball. And that sends Javion Magid to the line. Or Magette. First free throw is up and good. Got another substitution. We got Colin Griffith, freshman guard from Manassas Park, Virginia, subbing in place of Sam Jex. Free throw is up and good for Magette. Got the first substitution for the Pride tonight. Number 2, Eric Alvey, senior guard from Durham, North Carolina. He will come in for Tim Boulware, who leaves the floor after scoring 2 points in those first few minutes. Baker driving left, up with the left hand. No good, foul is on the floor. It'll be called on Alvey. That's his first. So it'll stay with Southern Virginia with 20 seconds on the shot clock. Knights looking to inbound. They'll call a foul here. I believe it's on the Pride. It will be. Once again on Alvey, 2 quick fouls. I think they're saying that he was grabbing Baker as he was working his way around the screen.
I think that's fortunate there for the Pride because I'm not so sure that wasn't Grant Thompson that initiated that contact right there. But
a lot of bodies in the mix and a lot of contact being made. Inbounded to Weiland. Good cut to the basket there by Olsen. Shot clock now at 10. The Pride double teaming off the screen, and the 3 is good for DJ Green. Extends the Knights' lead to 5. And that is one thing that I am really liking from the Pride is that when there's a screen set, they double team the point guard really quickly to try to confuse him and then quickly go back to the person who's cutting towards the basket. Mid-range jumper up, no good, rebounded by Griffith. Another substitution that we failed to mention is number 22, Griffin Powell for the Pride. We'll talk about him in a moment after this possession for Southern Virginia. Once again, double teaming. Here's Weiland for 3. Off the front of the rim, no good. Nearly rebounded by Green, but it goes back to the Pride. I mentioned Griffin Powell. He is as pure of a shooter as they come. He is averaging around 41% from the three-point line this year, shooting 93 attempts. And watching him shoot in pregame, that shot was smooth as butter. That three is up. Speaking of smooth as butter, that's a three there for Javion Majette. And again, this is a team that can become very streaky from the three-point line, so you got to make sure you close out, especially on players like Griffin Powell. Baker gets a pump fake. Loses control of the ball on the way. He had a clear lane. Olsen reversing direction on the shot. It's a jump ball. Great play there from Baker as it stays with the Knights. Substitution here for both squads. You got Tyler Karchner coming in for Kai Olsen. And number 10, you have Trajan Witherspoon coming in for Grant Thompson, giving him a break. Inbound to Green. Weiland driving in, up the right hand, off the back of the rim, no good, rebounded by Powell. Baker nearly coming away with the steal. It was tipped by the Pride, and it goes to the Knights. Alvey trying to argue there was contact from Baker. We'll have immediate timeout here with a 2-point lead for Southern Virginia. The Knights keeping up that intensity on defense and doing a great job making sure that the Pride have not gotten comfortable whatsoever.
No, they're really disrupting everything. They're in the passing lanes. They're putting bodies on down low. So far, as a Knights fan, you got to like the way this game's going so far. Knocked down a three-pointer early. DJ Green, he got that right in stride and knocked it down. Moving the ball on offense, getting everybody involved. Absolutely, and you're seeing a lot of defenders for the Pride jumping on pump fakes right now. The Knights able to get some clear lanes to the basket. The possession before, Koa Baker had a really clear path but lost control of the ball on the way up. But if you keep going and the Pride keep jumping at it, keep driving the lane, kickouts, open shots, things will start falling even more. No, there's a lot that's open there right there. As easily as Koa got past his defender on that play you were talking about, that's something he can go all the way to the rim on, in the future. So, just look for the Knights to stay in with what they're doing and force Greensboro to make some adjustments. Absolutely. Another thing we talked about defense right now, Southern Virginia leading in the steals category 2-0, being able to really be disruptive for the Pride. We'll see if they can continue that trend, but Southern Virginia will have the ball looking to extend their 2-point lead. The other thing is, so far 8 minutes into the game, the Knights don't have a turnover. Closest thing to that was that offensive foul by Tyler Karchner early on. Doing a great job at limiting those potential mistakes. Something that's really ailed them over the past couple of weeks. Shot clock at 10. Green, mid-range jumper up and good. Once again, the mid-range has been his friend. Makes it a 4-point lead for the Knights. Good kick out to Powell. Here's Alvey working against Griffith. Driving in, nice drive there by Witherspoon, and the foul is called. I believe it'll be on Karchner. So that's 2 fouls on Karchner. Indeed, that will be, so we'll see Kai Olsen come in for Karchner, I'd assume. And a lot of that has to do with the fact, Colby, you and I were talking before the game that Karchner is a little bit more of a pure big man. He's able to go up against some of your bigger, tougher, stronger guys. When it comes to defending quicker posts and quicker forwards, it can be a little bit more tricky. I think that's kind of what the frustrating aspect of this matchup is right now for Karchner as Olsen checks in for him. Yeah, I think he got caught a little further away from the basket on that one that he wanted to be. Right. A little out of position, then he was kind of swinging, grabbing from behind a little bit, and got kind of a cheap foul again. That's the hard thing, I think, is he goes to the bench with 2 fouls here in the first half, and neither one of them was really doing what you want a big man to be doing. Absolutely, and a great rebound on the free throw from Colin Griffith, doing a great job at stepping in front of the shooter, which was Trajan Witherspoon. Trying to feed it inside to Baker. Gets quickly double-teamed, going baseline. They're going to say that he stepped out of bounds before he was able to get it to Colin Griffith.
you just know that was something they practiced day in and day out preparing for this game, that being the Pride. And as soon as Baker gets the ball anywhere near the post, you immediately have someone fly in and double team.
He handled it well, just unfortunate that he must have stepped on the baseline over there because he gave himself some room there in a hurry.
He really did. We have Tim Boulware checking back in for the Pride. He had a basket in the early minutes, a jump shot here. That one good for Boulware. Make that 4 points for him. And brings it within a 1 point game. Green able to weave through defenders. Able to kick it out to Griffith. Shot clock getting close to 10. Olsen gets the pump fake up. Goes up off the glass and in. The fancy handwork on the way up to the glass. Able to knock it true. Here's Powell. Good screen there on the jump shot. That time good for Majet. We've just seen some really great screen work from the Pride so far.
But also, you know, the defense is making them work.
Yeah.
Right? You know, they've got to have those screens in order to get open.
Baker's three is good. The Knights 2 for 3 from the three-point line. Weiland doing a great job at sticking with Griffin Powell. Down low, great spin move there by Brown, but not able to knock it down on the defense by Olsen. Baker, pump fake, up, driving the lane, up and in is Baker. We got several substitutions at the scores table. 1 for the Pride, 3 for the Knights. We're working on Griffith. Now with a double team. Fadeaway jump shot, no good. Rebounded by Olsen. Great work there from Baker to knock it free from the potential rebound for the Pride. Here's Weiland for 3. No good, just a little short, but a great attempt nonetheless. He had Green seeing the double team, quickly getting it to the outside shooter.
It's a good look. You can't complain about that. Look right there.
Powell working on Weiland, nearly losing it. Good pressure from Weiland now as Griffin had picked up his dribble. Shot clock winding down for the Pride. Step back 3, that is up and good for Majet. A whistle is blown and they're discussing what the call is here, if there is a call. All 3 refs are communicating with each other, something that we're not really sure exactly what, but
they're not sure whether it's a 3 or a 2. Is what they're talking about.
There we go. So they will call it a 3 after the step back. And the substitutions for Southern Virginia, we have Sam Jex. You also have Ashton Lee and Phil Harris. Phil Harris and Ashton Lee making their first appearance on the floor tonight. And for the Pride, we had Grant Thompson at the scores table checking in. And so it'll be interesting to see is that, you know, Sam Jex is a guy who can knock it down from the outside, and that's been his main role all year. The vast majority of his shots on the floor have been from behind the three-point line. Phil Harris is a guy, he's a ball security guy. He's a guy you can trust to not turn the ball over, to make solid passes, to dribble out of a tough situation. And Ashton Lee's just got great length on him, got great athletic ability. So I think they're anticipating him being able to help out with defense down low, especially with Tyler Karchner having 2 fouls.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we saw it a little bit the other night. You know, Tyler Karchner had a little bit of foul trouble. You know, Ashton Lee came in, probably only played about 30 seconds, you know, struggled down low, but maybe this with a couple more athletic big men chasing them around the perimeter a little bit, he might be a little bit more effective.
Right, absolutely. And during this time, I want to give a shout out to our athletic partners, River Crossing Apartments, Straws, Drinks and Eats, Mill Creek Orthodontics, Cornerstone Bank, Papa John's, locally owned and operated, Vinyl Cuts, Katana Sushi and Hibachi Express, The Beef Sweet Souvenirs, and Grace Automotive. Thank you so much for your support of Southern Virginia Athletics. We appreciate you. So now the timeout coming to a close. Both teams break in the huddles. And Southern Virginia with the ball. We'll see how the duo of Ashton Lee and Kai Olsen down low will work and what the offense will look like. Here's Harris with it. Here's Lee up top. Jex, the open three, just a little short, rebounded by the Pride. But that's a shot you want. That's like the Weiland three-pointer we saw a little bit ago. Open look, you'll take that all day long.
Yeah, it looked like he might have double clutched a little bit. Maybe a little surprised he was as open as he was upon receiving that pass.
Pruitt dribbling baseline. Goes all the way through and trying to reset. Phil Harris defending him. Griffin defended by Jex. Brown, step back jumper, that's good over Olsen. Brown so far with 4 points. Brings it back to a 1-point game. Harris going all the way through, past the Baker pump fake. Briefly double teamed up top with Grant Thompson. Hand off to Lee, shot clock winding down. Baker for three, and that's good once again. Baker now with 14 points in this first half. 6 of those coming from the three-point line. Knights doing a great job at not allowing Griffin to be open for a second. Good feed down low to Thompson. Lee on the way down. Was almost a clean block, but swatted down just a little bit. But the thing about that is that anyone will tell you, you got to stay on the ground. The pump fake it's very tempting. You want to get that swat, want to get that momentum play.
Well, we've seen that a number of times by Greensboro. You know, them leaving their feet has really allowed, you know, Koa Baker to drive into the lane and make something happen. You know, and that right there was a good example of why you got to stay on your feet.
Absolutely. That first free throw from Grant Thompson is good. His first point of the night. Second one, no good. Rebounded by Lee. So still a 3-point game with 6 minutes remaining in this first half. The Knights going very, very slow. They're trying to figure out the defense that the Pride is going with. And Harris driving in, gets it knocked free. Shot clock winding down once again. Baker driving in, kick out to Jex. Has to put up a shot. No good, rebounded by Brown. Up against Baker. Up and under. Great job on the fast break by the Pride. Pruitt with some good pressure defense there right away for Harris. Lee on the outside. Gets to Olsen. Hand off to Harris. Olsen, mid-range jumper. Off the back of the rim. No good. Rebounded by Pruitt. Boulware was left alone for a while there as Baker was trying to get around the screen. Pruitt working on Harris. Here's Boulware for three. Able to set and shoot off the front of the rim. No good. Good rebound by Ashton Lee. Olsen looking to get going offensively. Kick out to Baker. Baker, another three. In and out, no good. Rebounded by Brown. So the Pride have a chance to take back the lead. Here's Griffin. Brown able to get past Lee. Crazy circus shot underneath the basket. Spinning off the glass. What an athletic play there from Matthew Brown.
Great body control and awareness of where he was.
Olsen tempting the idea of the three. Harris driving in. Shot clock winding down once again. Jex might have to put up another crazy shot. Olsen gets the shot up high, off the rim, no good, rebounded by Pruitt. The defense for Greensboro College the past couple minutes has been fantastic. Brown, jump shot, that is good. Lee trying to do a good job of staying on the floor from the pump fakes. But Matthew Brown really starting to click here. That basket brings him to 10 points on the night. Baker trying to go over the shot, goes loose. Olsen trying to go over Thompson, gets fouled on the way up. He'll go to the free throw line. Coach Jim Boone of the Pride not happy about that call whatsoever, but we'll have a timeout here and substitutions for the Knights, including DJ Green and Colin Griffith, as the Knights trail by 3, a chance to bring it back within 1, just under 3 to go in the half. And again, the thing I'm really liking from the Pride right now is that, you know, you tend to think of the screen as something that benefits the offense. You set a screen to make sure your teammate can get around, possibly get to the lane, or have a pick and roll situation. But the Pride have so quickly swarmed the person with the ball off the screens that basically makes a screen ineffective.
Right, it makes it tough for the screener to roll, makes it tough for the guy receiving the screen to really get around it.
Yeah.
Because he knows he's not really getting away from the defense. So,
right.
You know, it's something the Knights haven't quite figured out yet. And, you know, probably the last 2 minutes or so, we've seen that really affect them, not knowing how to handle those screens or the rushing of the screen. And so we haven't seen the ball moving as well as it was before.
Right. And the thing about most offensive systems is that they function off of where screens are set, rolling off of screens, and when all of a sudden screens are not effective as they usually are, all of a sudden you're kind of thrown out of whack and you're uncomfortable in your offense. And so, like you said, the Knights looking to see if they can find a way to work around that. And again, I mentioned how they swarm the person with the ball. They also make sure to put their hands up right away so you can't just dump it over the top to the person who otherwise would be wide open cutting to the basket.
Well, that's where I think the guy receiving the screen now, he might need a look. Just splitting that screen, somebody's open, right? Because we're talking double team or, you know, 2 rushing that screen. You know, that means somebody in the paint is likely open. You know, so if they can split that, you know, maybe have somebody, you know, flash across the paint behind that screen and just split that. You know, with Kai Olsen there getting that ball as he makes the second and 2 free throws, that's something that was missing from the Knights offense here for the last several minutes, right? Nothing really going in the paint.
That's a very, very good point. The Knights have started off by leading in that category of points in the paint. That has since gone away. Brown with it, gets to Thompson, who gets to Majette. Majette also at 10 points right now. Brown spinning, shot over Olsen, no good, rebounded by Boulware. Here's Pruitt for 3. That's good. Mentioned there are 2 players in this roster who are very reliable three-point shooters, and that is Isaiah Pruitt and Griffin Powell. As the 3rd 3 to go down for the Pride. Mid-range jumper for Baker, that just a little short. And what's interesting to me is that there have only been a handful of wide open shots for the Knights. And the shots the Knights have knocked down have been the ones that were highly contested. That up and under, another basket for the Pride, gaining some momentum here as they take a 7-point lead. Here's Green, once again double teamed off the screen. Showing some patience. Green, the jumper just short. That time rebounded by Majette. Olsen just having a hard time getting into an offensive rhythm in this first half. Pruitt defended by Griffith. Going in the paint, rejected by Olsen and rebounded by Lee. Knights got numbers, trying to advance it, trying to pass it inside to Baker. It's a good idea from Ashton Lee, trying to make sure you work fast to take advantage of your numbers. And a substitution here, Phil Harris for Colin Griffith.
Yeah, I'm not sure Ashton Lee has a lot of experience getting the ball right there.
Right.
going full steam toward the bucket. I think the Knights did well to retain possession there, even though it went out of bounds.
Hand off to Harris. Under 50 seconds to go in the half. Knights need to get something going before halftime. And just like that, DJ Green driving the lane up with the left hand. And a timeout is called with 41.2 seconds remaining in the half. Like I was just saying, the Knights need to get something going to bring it just a little bit closer so you feel a little bit better about yourself going into the half, because the last couple minutes have been won by the Pride at this point.
No, absolutely. Probably the last 6 or 7 minutes, we're just seeing the Knights offense go a little stagnant.
Yeah.
The ball's not moving as quickly as it was before. Not seeing, the ball get deep into the paint like we did before. And so just like to see that. So DJ Green there was able to drive and get that layup. Now you want to see the Knights make a good defensive stand like they have many times in this first half.
Right.
And maybe score another bucket here before the half.
Right, and again, last time between these two teams, the first half was a little bit slower scoring-wise, and the second half exploded for both teams. The Knights scoring 30 points in that second half and 48 for Greensboro College. And so I wonder if we'll see a little bit more of the same here tonight, where both teams kind of are able to defend against each other pretty well in the second half. The offense just opens up. As you get tired, you start executing less efficiently on the defensive side of things. Your feet move slower. And a three here from Boulware off the back of the rim, no good. Strong rebound from Lee. Lee now with 4 rebounds since being subbed in. The Knights wanting a last shot here. 10 seconds now. Green. That's blocked by Matthew Brown. Lee trying to save it. And no shot will go up. Great defense there from the Pride, and Matthew Brown able to get a hand on that shot attempt for DJ Green. And so you're able to retain possession. You're able to put a little bit of something together. But the Pride, once again, doing a great job defensively and making sure the Knights don't get any shot off whatsoever.
Yeah, that was a good defense by the Pride. That the big man, I think that was Matthew Brown that stepped up and made that block there on DJ Green there right at the end. But still, you came away with that stop.
Yeah.
In that last possession, and even though you didn't score a bucket there at the buzzer, you're only down 5 points. Very manageable.
Yeah.
And there's definitely adjustments to be made. So I think that's what'll be interesting. When we come back for the second half, is what adjustments both teams make and what they can find to kind of finish out this game.
Absolutely, and leading statistically going into the half for the Pride, you have Jevion Majette with 10 points, Matthew Brown with 10 points, and then for Southern Virginia, Baker had 14 points and Green had 9 rebounding-wise. Kai Olson leading the way over everybody with 5 rebounds to his name, and Ashton Lee right behind him with 4. But with that being said, we will turn the time over to Southern Virginia's dance team for the halftime festivities. Don't go away. We'll be right back with second half action.
Please give one more big hand for your dance team. For halftime tonight, we'll do a little half-court contest. First one to make it wins. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Let's go. Congratulations to Jaron Brown, our winner. Now,
Alo, salut, sunt eu, un haiduc și te rog, iubirea mea, primește fericirea. Alo, alo, sunt eu, Picasso, ți-am dat bip și sunt voinic, dar să știi, nu-ți cer nimic. Vrei să pleci, dar numai ei, numai ei, numai ei, chipul tău și dragostea din tei, mi-amintesc de ochii tăi, ei. Vrei să pleci, dar numai ei, numai ei, numai ei, chipul tău și dragostea din tei, mi-amintesc de ochii tăi, ei. Te sun să-ți spun ce simt acum. Alo, iubirea mea, sunt eu, fericirea. Alo, alo, sunt iarăși eu, Picasso, ți-am dat bip și sunt voinic, dar să știi, nu-ți cer nimic. Vrei să pleci, dar numai ei, numai ei, numai ei, chipul tău și dragostea din tei, mi-amintesc de ochii tăi, ei. Vrei să pleci, dar numai ei, numai ei, numai ei, chipul tău și dragostea din tei, mi-amintesc de ochii tăi, ei. Vrei să pleci, dar numai ei, numai ei, numai ei, chipul tău și dragostea din tei, mi-amintesc de ochii tăi, ei. Vrei să pleci, dar numai ei, numai ei, numai ei, chipul tău și dragostea din tei, mi-amintesc de ochii tăi, ei. I just need to get it off my chest, yeah, more than you know, yeah, more than you know. You should know that, baby, you're the best, yeah, more than you know, yeah, more than you know. I saw it coming from miles away. I better speak up if I got something to say, 'cause it ain't over until she sings. You had your reasons, you had a few, but you know that I would go anywhere for you, 'cause it ain't over until she sings. I just need to get it off my chest, yeah, more than you know, yeah, more than you know. You should know that, baby, you're the best. right where you want it, down on my knees. You got me begging, pretty baby, set me free. 'Cause it ain't over until she says. Come a little closer, let me taste your smile. Until the morning light. Ain't no going back the way you look tonight. I see it in your eyes. I just need to get it off my chest. Yeah, more than you know. Yeah, more than you know. You should know that, baby, you're the best. Yeah, more than you know. 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 Yeah, more than you know.
Troy Green.
Cook that shit up, Quay.
And we're back for the start of second half action between the Pride of Greensboro College and your Knights of Southern Virginia. Currently the Pride lead by a score of 31-26. A very evenly matched first half, but Colby, you and I were talking more extensively about the strategy that the Pride are utilizing defensively to really make Southern Virginia uncomfortable. For those who are just joining us, the Pride, especially in those last couple of minutes defensively, did a great job of whenever the Knights would set a screen, they would immediately double team the person with the ball, put their hands up, make it to where they couldn't see the person flashing to the basket and get open pass that way, and it kind of threw the Knights out of rhythm as an offense. And you know, we're discussing some ways to get around that because that could end up being a problem if the Knights don't figure it out quick.
No, like we talked, once the defense is doing something, it's on you as an offense to figure it out and make them stop.
Right.
And usually with defense, a lot of times you can exploit that. Whatever they're doing, there's a way to get easy baskets. You just got to figure out what that's going to be.
Right, absolutely. Whether or not that ends up being, having stacked screens as an offense, whether it means, having the person setting the screen rolling in another direction, or whether it be trying to simply work against your defender and not take the screen at all. There's a couple of different ways you can go about it to try to make Greensboro College step away from that strategy as a defense. And we mentioned before the break, you have some statistical leaders here. You have Jevion Majet leading the way alongside Matthew Brown with 10 points apiece. And then Cole Baker for Southern Virginia with 14 points, and DJ Green with 9, had a couple of jump shots along with a three-point shot. Baker also had 2 3-pointers as well. And one thing we look forward to seeing in the second half to see if Tyler Karchner can do a better job of staying out of foul trouble. Had 2 quick fouls in that first half and then sat for, I think, the last 6 minutes of the half, if not more. So hopefully can be more effective at staying on the floor, playing defense, staying out of foul trouble, and then maybe we can see Kai Olsen and Tyler Karchner get on the scoreboard more efficiently.
No, absolutely. Not having Ty Karchner down low, does hurt them, takes away an inside-out option.
Right.
Kai Olsen, he's more of a mid-range jumper. He can attack the hoop, but where you don't have Ty Karchner down there taking up that space, it forces you to do something a lot different on offense.
Right, and so the Pride will start off with the ball to start this second half. With the ball now is Isaiah Pruitt. Pruitt had 5 points in that first half, along with 2 rebounds and an assist. Here's Boulware, nearly loses control of the ball. Brown gonna hand it off to Boulware. Boulware had 4 quick points in the early goings of the first half, but then cooled down afterwards. Here's Matthew Brown for the jumper, that's good. Brown continuing to add to his statistics
with the basket,
with 3 rebounds as well. I mentioned how he tore up the Knights last time around with 17 points and 13 rebounds. The Knights doing a better job of putting a body on him rebounding-wise, but still able to get on the board with ease. Baker driving baseline to the corner to Jix, who for a moment had an opening. Karchner gets a double team, goes up with the right hand, up, and good over Grant Thompson. Great patience shown there against the double team, able to turn the other way and get the hook shot. And with that, Karchner gets on the board for the first time tonight. Good pass down low to Thompson, defended by Karchner, able to knock it away without fouling. The Knights have numbers. And a foul on Pruitt here. Knights coach Trace Bevel wanted to take advantage of the fact that the Pride had a straggler defender back here, so the Knights had numbers. So Baker was trying to charge to the basket. And you could say that was a smart foul there from Pruitt, just to get in the way and stop the flow of the play. The Knights are going to inbound it underneath the basket.
Yeah, I think he realized that Baker had a little bit of a head of steam there and stopped it right there when he could.
They're called timeout. And that is Southern Virginia, as they were struggling to inbound the ball. They had a similar situation against North Carolina Wesleyan last week in that close loss in overtime. In this situation, compared to that one, they take a timeout, talk things out, make sure they don't have an unnecessary turnover, and they can take full advantage of this offensive possession down by 5.
Absolutely. They've come out, they've made, they've gotten Ty Karchner involved down low. Good defensive stand there last time. Ty Karchner had good position there. And come away with the turnover or the rebound, and this is an important possession for them.
It absolutely is. It's one of those you feel like can help them really establish offensive momentum when there really wasn't much of that at all in the last couple minutes of that first half. So like I said, Karchner getting on the board for the first time tonight, and we'll see if the Knights are able to draw anything up to make an impact on this possession. Want to once again remind you, you're watching this on Knights Broadcasting here on YouTube. Be sure to give us a like, subscribe, comment down below your highlight of the game so far, as well as ways we can improve this viewing presentation of Southern Virginia athletics. We appreciate your support of Knights Broadcasting. First buzzer has sounded for the timeout. Both teams taking a good long while in their huddles. Of course, Greensboro College recognizing, like you just said, this is an important possession for Southern Virginia. So what can the Pride do to try to stifle that momentum? And that's exactly what they're discussing here and breaking the huddle. The Knights will inbound it underneath. Got Karchner and Olsen on both boxes. And then Jex and Baker in both corners. A couple of screens. Baker gets the ball, double screen for Green. The Pride do a great job at getting in the way. And a call holding on Grant Thompson. I think they're going to say that that is what prevented the screen for Green to be effective. Handoff here for Green. Good feed down low to Karchner. Corner, good quick pass to Jex. Off the side of the rim, no good. Good board by Olsen. And it's going to go out of bounds. I'll go back to the Pride. There's a lot of contact on the way down for Olsen, but no foul called.
Yeah, he didn't have room to land there. He was pretty straight up on that rebound, so a little surprised. You know, there wasn't anything called there, but nonetheless, the Knights are going to have to buckle down and play some defense now.
And Karchner had a great roll to the basket, kind of what we were talking about, seeing the open man, and he was quickly defended down low, not able to get the ball up to make a play, but saw the corner, that was Green in the corner. Pruitt kicks out for three. That is up, and no good. Rebounded by Boulware, and is fouled on the way up on the shot. And he'll go to the free throw line. That foul's called on Sam Jex. So far, the Pride are 4 for 6 from the free throw line. The Knights have only attempted 2 free throws. Both attempts were by Kai Olsen. First free throw for Boulware is up and rattles in good. Makes it a 6-point lead. Here's the second free throw. And that's good. Make it a 7-point lead. So we'll see a half-court man defense for the Pride. Got 2 high posts, double screening for Baker. Got another roll here is Jex. Again, utilizing 2 screens rather than just a simple one in the offense they had earlier. A double team once again. Pressured situation there, and Matthew Brown up and slams it home off the steal. Here's a handoff to Jex. Once again, the double team off the double team off the screen, rather. Olsen spinning, up and blocked by Matthew Brown. Another great defensive stop for the Pride. Here's Boulware working on Baker. Magette up, jump shot, and that is good.
Basket by Javion Magic.
The Pride are leading in this half 8-2 at the moment. The Knights having a hard time getting going offensively. Again, that double team off the screen has been really a problem. Baker going up with a contact, up and in. Gonna call a foul on the floor. The whistle's blown after the shot went in.
Basket by Cole Baker is good.
Okay, so the basket is good.
Thompson, his third.
So I believe they're going to say the foul occurred after the shot. So that is the 3rd foul for Grant Thompson. He'll be subbed out in favor of Trajan Weatherspoon. The timing of that whistle is a little confusing. Another takeaway there for the Knights. A little bit of contact on the steal. Good feed down low to Weatherspoon, up and in. And Baker all he could do was just stand there with his hands up, hope for a miss. 11-point lead now for the Pride. Green driving in. Jex open three is up. No good, rebounded by Brown. We'll see Colin Griffith go to the scores table to check in.
You know, in a situation like this, those are the types of shots you just got to hit.
And the
At
block.
some point.
Blocked by Olsen. You're absolutely right. Shots you just got to make. Matthew Brown able to recover it, but great block there. I believe it was Olsen on that one. There's another pick and roll situation there for Trajan Weatherspoon. That worked the previous possession and nearly worked that time as well. Magette, no good on that jumper. Trying to get the head to Green. And great takeaway by Pruitt. And a takeaway there by Karchner. It was an attempted alley-oop. The pass was way low. Baker going up strong, no good. Off of Karchner, and it goes out of bounds. We'll have Griffith come in for Jex.
Timeout.
We'll have media timeout here as the Pride have a 10-point lead over the Knights. It just seems like everywhere the Knights go with the ball, Isaiah Pruitt is there to knock it away. He's just been very much a thief in their pocket at this point.
Yeah, he's being very active here in the second half. He's in the passing lanes and coming up from the weak side to help out, too. We've seen him knock it away from a number of players at this point. And, you know, Knights now down by 10 with just under 15 minutes to go. You know, they need to make the most of every possession.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Can't afford to be careless with the
he
ball.
absolutely cannot. Pruitt only listed with one steal at this point, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's about maybe 2 or 3 more that maybe aren't listed here, or maybe tipped balls that eventually ended up in steals.
Absolutely.
But again, like you said, just been very, very active, and then able to get some good momentum plays from Matthew Brown. And also, we're seeing a little bit of difference in offensive strategy for the Pride. We mentioned Trajan Weatherspoon setting screens and then rolling down the baseline, able to go up for his first basket, then blocked by Olsen on the second attempt. But we might see them continue to do that because it's been open.
No, so far it's open. They're getting shots. And, you know, right now I think the Knights need to see that they need to match the intensity of the Pride.
Yeah.
You know, the Pride are playing
Timeout. The Pride
very
lead the
hard,
Knights,
very
41
aggressive.
to 31.
And,
Under 15
you know, they're
minutes
showing
left
right
in the
now
second
there's not
half.
going to be any easy buckets on their end of the floor. They're going to make you work for everything that you get.
Right, absolutely. And you also got to, as an offense, when you have a very active defense like that, it's very easy to get flustered, and it's very easy to start making dumb mistakes, and mistakes you normally wouldn't make just because you're just frantically trying to make something happen. But the important thing is to breathe, slow down, and timeouts like that are going to be really helpful. Pruitt on the outside three. That is short, no good, rebounded by Karchner. The Knights doing a good job at getting a defender out on Griffin Powell. He was the first option off that screen. We mentioned how effective a three-point shooter he is. Here's Olsen for three. That's short, no good, rebounded by Matthew Brown alongside Eric Alvey. We'll have to see who they credit for that specific rebound. Powell for three. That one short, no good, rebounded by Olsen. Olsen gets his 9th rebound of the game. Green finds a little bit of an opening. Baker, pump fake. Driving in, Euro step off the glass, no good. In and out, but a great move to the basket by Baker. Had the crowd reacting there for a moment. Here's Powell working against Griffith. Once again, the feed down the baseline, up strong for Weatherspoon.
Weatherspoon with the basket.
It's just really hard as a defender to sometimes keep track of someone who's so good at rolling to the basket like Weatherspoon. Great patience there from Baker. Kick to the corner. Here's Green for three, and that's good. Knights have some life. And we saw the patience there from Baker. He saw the double team coming, didn't go around the screen fully, just looked for who was open. Here's Powell, first shot of the night, or first open look of the night, rather. That one no good. Green pulling it out. Baker for three. That one just short, rebounded by Powell.
Knights still kind of struggling here on offense, and that's just where they just got to keep playing through it. You know, keep making good passes, going through your offense, and eventually those shots are going to fall.
Pruitt had a little bit of a jump step there as soon as he got the ball. Maybe he could have an argument for a travel, and a good spin move there by Brown, able to knock down the wide open jumper. That's the thing too that I've noticed from Matthew Brown is he's really good at creating his own open shots, whether it be spin moves, going back on his pivot foot, or just finding the open parts of the floor. Just doing a great job there. Green working against Pruitt. Green getting out to Griffith. Shot clock winding down. Karchner going up off the glass, no good. Gets his own rebound. It's stripped away. It's going to stay with the Knights. Well, with substitution here, Phil Harris
Media timeout.
will come in an immediate timeout with 11:35 left in this second half. So still an 11-point lead for the Pride. We're seeing a little better ball movement from Southern Virginia. You saw Karchner get the ball on that roll. Got a little bit of contact on that shot, not able to knock it down, but get his own offensive rebound. So, again, some things are starting to click here for Southern Virginia, slowly but surely.
They are. They're getting some shots. So far, they just haven't gone down, with the exception of that three-pointer by DJ Green. But, you know, you found some things that are working for you. Attacking, getting some open shots. And you know, that's really all you can do on offense, right?
Yeah.
Is work for those open shots, take them when they're there, and either they go down or they don't.
Right, and right now, it's, again, like you said, finding those open shots and knocking them down. Shooting percentage-wise, the Knights are shooting 36.8% from the floor. The Pride shooting 48.6% because they've had those really high percentage shots from Trajan Weatherspoon, for instance, rolling to the basket. That's been really effective. Both teams shooting a very similar three-point percentage. The Pride shooting exactly 30%. The Knights shooting 30.8%. So neither team really having an advantage at that point. And rebound-wise, it's all even as well. It's just about capitalizing when you have open opportunities. And who knows, maybe we'll see the walls start to come down, and we'll see if the Knights can have a little bit of surge of offense here.
Yeah,
Right.
I'd say the last 15 minutes of game time, you know, going back to 5-6 minutes left in the first half, you know, the Knights' shooting percentage from the field has gone down about 14, 15 points.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right on that one. Here's the Knights able to inbound it. Feeding it to Karchner, who's going to the basket. Good pass there from Harris. Good feed inside to Olsen, and blocked again by Brown. Right hand up for Karchner is good, and Matthew Brown has done a great job at defending Kai Olsen tonight. Olsen really not able to get any sort of open look. Been blocked a couple of times. And Brown also staying on the floor through all of Olsen's pump fakes. The Knights wanting a double dribble there on Griffin Powell. The refs are electing to say that Griffith had touched it. That shot no good, rebounded by Harris. Olsen working against Brown again. Gets him to jump and swats it away, but had the contact on the way up. You gotta love the patience from Olsen too. Still going to the basket, still trying to make something happen and drawing the foul. And that is Brown's first foul of the night. First free throw for Olsen is no good. And it kind of goes back to what you were saying, Colby, about, you know, keep attacking, keep working at it, keep trying to figure things out. Olsen could very easily, justifiably, you know, say to himself, oh, well, I'm getting blocked a couple times. I'm just not going to go to the basket and play my game. But if you don't do that, you don't get free throw opportunities like this.
Absolutely, and when you're a big guy down low like that, you got to change things up so they can't read and time your shot, and that's what he did right there. Is he got him, changed it up a little bit, saw that Brown was leaning, and then was able to go up and get that contact.
Olsen able to knock down that second free throw, bring it back within 9. Powell, wide open mid-range jumper. That one no good. Powell not able to catch fire so far tonight. Pass out to Olsen. Electing to go inside. Goes up and gets fouled. Both Powell and Thompson were there, so back-to-back possessions where Olsen gets to go to the free throw line. We'll see a substitution for the Knights. 2 substitutions, rather, and DJ Green and Alex Weiland. Here comes Olsen's first free throw. Up, no good, off the back of the rim.
Checking in for the Knights.
Subbing out for the Knights is Tyler Karchner and Colin Griffith. Here comes the second free throw for Olsen. It's up and good. Olsen so far tonight has struggled on his first free throw attempt of the 2 each time. Able to knock it down on the second. Alex Weiland defending Griffin Powell. Another cut to the basket, Grant Thompson. The Knights wanting a travel. Boulware gets the rebound off of the deflection, or I guess recovery off the deflection, able to knock it in. Harris driving in. Here's Weiland, gets to Harris for 3, and that's good. Once again, great patience and ball movement allows for a great open look. Approaching the 9-minute mark. Thompson kicks it out to Majette. Powell feeds it down low to Thompson, working on Olsen, gets the foul and 1. They're actually going to call it indeed on Kai Olsen. That'll be his second of the game. And Thompson will go to the line and shoot one more, and we'll have Tyler Karchner sub in for Kai Olsen.
Thompson to the line, shooting 1.
Here's the Ed 1 free throw. Up and good. And Thompson, you could see the trust that his teammates had in his free throw shooting ability, all of them hanging back to be ready defensively, because he shoots 79% from the free throw line through the year. Incredibly reliable from the charity stripe. Baker driving in, going up, and Karchner almost tipping it in, eventually rebounded by Majette. Weiland doing a great job at going over the top. Green defending. Majette working on Harris. Some good one-on-one defense here by the Knights. Baker comes away with the steal. He's got Green. Open layup up and in for the Knights. Great defense leads to easy offense. The Knights bring it back with an 8. Powell gets the screen. Weiland will be whistled for the foul that time. They say he is guilty of the push. An immediate timeout here with 7 minutes and 43 seconds remaining in the half. So it'll stay with the Pride after the timeout. And during this time, I want to once again give a shout out to our athletic partners local businesses in the Buena Vista, Virginia area. We got River Crossing Apartments, Straws Drinks and Eats, Mill Creek Orthodontics, Cornerstone Bank, Papa John's locally owned and operated, Vinyl Cuts, Katana Sushi and Hibachi Express, The Beef, Sweet Souvenirs, and Grace Automotive. Thank you so much for your support of Southern Virginia Athletics. We appreciate you. I was actually at Straws Drinks and Eats earlier today, and as always, good food, good drinks. Can't complain on my part.
Soda pop. How'd you do that wrong, right?
That's a very, very good point. You could not, it's very, very hard to mess with soda pop, I'll say. I won't say it's impossible. I have seen some people mess it up other places. I'm not going to say where, but not at Straws Drinks and
Not at
Eats.
Straws. No, you know what you're getting down there. They do a good job. They surely do.
Exactly. And so, again, right now, we're just seeing, just good resilience from Southern Virginia. Things haven't really gone their way so far this second half, but continuing to fight through and trying to find those openings, trying to get to the foul line more, and having some good takeaways that resulted in that fast break points we just saw a moment ago.
Absolutely. They played well tonight. This shot stopped falling there for a little bit. But now, hopefully, as they come back for this final 7:43, the defense will stay where it's been. They'll find the hot hand. At the end of the day, they're only 3 possessions behind.
Exactly, and that's nothing in the game of basketball. You can make that up really quickly, and plenty of time to do it. 7.5 remaining in the half. Got Boulware down low working against Weiland. Spin up and rolls over the rim. Well defended by Southern Virginia. Got Harris with the ball. So it's back to a 10-point lead for the Pride. It's very crowded on the right side of the floor. Wide open for the ISO. Spin trying to go up strong, and a foul is called down low. That'll be called on Tim Boulware. That is his first. But yeah, you saw all 4 other players for Southern Virginia on this right side, or I guess this near side of the floor for us. Then Baker just taking the entire left side of the floor, trying to make a move down low. Weiland, mid-range jumper, up and good. Nice quick release. Pride looking to respond. Majette working on Harris. We have Matthew Brown working on Baker down low. Good pass to the corner to Majette. Mid-range jumper up and good.
Jumper by
Majette continues to have a great night now with 14 points. Karchner driving in against Grant Thompson, goes up strong, gets the foul.
Foul called on Grant Thompson.
And that makes the scoreboard here, the big scoreboard anyway, is frozen in place. So they're trying to fix the problem, make sure that it's up to date. Because the big scoreboard reads 7 minutes and 8 seconds left in the half, whereas it's actually 6 minutes and 12 seconds. First free throw for Karchner is good. And we got Isaiah Pruitt subbing in place of Tim Boulware. Karchner for the second free throw, still trying to fix the issue here. Second free throw up and good for Karchner. Karchner now with 6 points, and the big scoreboard is back. It's back to an 8-point lead for the Pride. The Knights need to stop here. That shot no good. Rebounded by Karchner, basically right at the rim. Just barely allowing it to roll outside of the rim. Big possession here for Southern Virginia. Weiland, the quick three. That's good. No hesitation on that release. And the Knights are in business. That's the most contested three I think I've ever seen Alex Weiland attempt here at Southern Virginia.
Yeah, he's had some good looks this game, and he was shooting it well in warm-up. So, leaving him all alone isn't a good choice by Greensboro.
Brown working on Karchner. Looking up with the left hand, and good.
Brown with the basket.
Again, when it comes to a player like Matthew Brown, it's just hard to do much of anything against him. He's just got so many great moves in his arsenal. Harris, feed inside to Karchner, trying to go for the dunk, and defended by Pruitt. Kind of got rejected by the rim. Hard to tell if there was any contact that was whistle-worthy. But a great opportunity there. The Knights not able to capitalize as it goes back to the Pride, who have a 7-point lead, just under 5 to go. Brown working on Olson, who subbed in for Karchner. Pruitt working on Harris. They're call foul on Harris. You know, Pruitt really leaned in with his body, then stepped away. That's kind of those deceiving things that a player can do to try to get the refs to call in their favor. And it works a lot.
Unfortunately, it does. You know,
Fortunately for Harris, he's not in any sort of foul trouble. That's his first. Pruitt knocks down the first free throw. Here comes the second. And that's good. Pruitt now with 7 points in the game. Olson able to get it to Weiland, getting it back to Harris. Shot clock now at 10. Weiland quick release once again off the back of the rim, rebounded by Olson. Going up against Matthew Brown, up with the right hand, up and rolls in. Olson able to get the best of Matthew Brown. Under 4 minutes to go, this is a time for Southern Virginia to really kick it into high gear and close that gap. Pruitt driving in, mid-range jumper, no good, rebounded by Olson. Olson gets his 11th rebound of the game. Hand off to Baker, going up against Brown, up and in, and Brown leaving that play limping, clearly in some obvious pain. And the Knights bring it back within 5. Feed to Brown, trying to work the baseline against Olson. And takeaway, looks like that it may have hit Baker's foot first. They're gonna call foul. Well, I think they are gonna say that it hit Baker's foot, which the ball was down in that general area, but it's hard to really tell if it actually hit his foot or not.
you know, a couple components there. You know, first of all, did he intend to kick it? 'Cause
Right.
if he just throws it off, it's not a kick.
Right.
Second of all, it almost looked like Koa may have gotten his hand on there in the first place
Yeah. you gotta-
before it actually hit his foot, and the foot was just secondary, which I don't know that you have to blow a whistle on that.
Yeah, he got his hands down there very, very quickly.
Close play. At any rate, you know, 20 seconds left on the shot clock. You know, nothing you can do about it. Knight's got to dig deep and come up with another defensive stand.
Exactly. I love what you just pointed out there. Nothing much you can do after a bad call like that. You could easily mentally dwell on something, and it can, you know, make you frustrated and then make you play, you know, insufficiently. Because when you get frustrated, you play worse. That's just the basic name of the game. You get frustrated, you play worse. So now you just got to focus, like you said, on what you can control. And what you can control is playing solid defense for this next 20 seconds on the shot clock and get the ball back.
And that's the worst thing about that is it resets the clock back to 20 seconds. You know,
Right.
they were down probably, you know, 8 to 10 seconds. They played pretty good defense there. And so I think that's the frustrating thing is, you know, okay, we just played 20, 22 seconds of good defense. Now we got to sign up for another 20, you know, and do it
Right.
again. But they can, you know, and if you know, if you want to win games, these types of games, you got to be willing to do the dirty work
You
at this part of the
absolutely do.
game.
Very, very true. The Pride now have it, inbounding underneath, trying to get it to Brown down low. Now back to Pruitt. Grant Thompson, not much of an outside shooting threat, so Alex Weiland giving him plenty of space. Brown working baseline against Olson. Fadeaway jumper off the back of the backboard, no good, or top of the backboard rather. Harris bringing it down the floor, feeding it down low to Olson. Harris dribbling baseline. Baker getting the screen back to Harris. Shot clock winding down. Feed to the corner. Weiland dribbling in. Up the left hand, no good. And a foul called. Matthew Brown is called for the foul as Kai Olson was going for the rebound, went straight up and got knocked to the side. Brown incensed on that call, but by all intents and purposes, the correct call.
Like we said, they all even out, right?
Right.
You may not have liked the kicking call down there. They may not like the call here, but at the end of the day, that kind of evens it out one way or the other.
Very, very true. Kai Olson now to shoot.
Shooting 1 and 1.
1 and 1. Free throw is no good. Rebounded by Thompson. Olson continuing to struggle on the first free throw attempt. Approaching the 2-minute mark here in what has been a fantastic defensive game. And like you said, Colby, the Knights needing to dig deep defensively for the next couple of minutes. Good kick out, Thompson, mid-range jumper, that is good. Great execution there by the Pride. Now under 2 minutes. Weiland driving in, up the left hand, up and in is Weiland. And a timeout called by Coach Bevel in Southern Virginia as they bring it back within 5. And once again, we saw it a couple moments ago with the quick release 3 from Weiland, but Weiland being an offensive spark plug for the Knights right now.
Yeah, that's good to see. You know, he missed a couple open threes in the first half. You know, shots I'm sure he would like to have back or thought for himself that he should have knocked them down. But, you know, he's come back in this second half and knocked down a mid-range jumper, then 3, and then gone to the basket these last 2 drives. And, you know, like you said, been a little bit of a spark plug.
Absolutely. And the Knights also in a situation where they're in the bonus. 8 team fouls called on the Pride in this second half. And so if you're the Knights, you're thinking to yourself, we can, you know, try to drive towards the basket, get some free throw opportunities and knock them down, bringing down this lead a little bit, kind of do what North Carolina Wesleyan did to them last week, where last couple minutes, drove to the basket.
And on the flip side, they only have 4 defensively, which means
Right.
you need to get up to the bonus here. Since you're behind anyway,
Yeah.
they can really play tough defense right here and go for steals.
Absolutely. All things lining up for Southern Virginia to be able to take advantage of that situation. Here's Pruitt with it. Now for the Pride, you're just thinking, be patient, hold on to the ball and get a good high-quality shot and try to extend this lead. Pruitt working on Harris, needing to get a shot off. Here's the 3, no good, rebounded by Olson. That is his 13th of the game. Baker for 3. I think that got tipped a little bit. That is touched, and it'll be out of bounds off the Pride. Baker had a little bit of contact on that shot. So just over a minute remaining, 19 seconds on the shot clock. Knights struggling to inbound it. Baker working on Bulware. Green, mid-range jumper, off the front of the rim, no good. Going inside. Weiland for 3. Off the front of the rim, no good. So 3 options there for Southern Virginia to get some points, and Phil Harris going to go in there and foul Pruitt. Again, if you're the Knights, you got almost everything you wanted on that possession.
Absolutely.
And the thing is, like you said, with only 4 fouls up to that point, you can foul and make them inbound it from this side and not have them immediately shooting free throws. Harris is going to go in and foul. And that gives Harris his 3rd foul. So 38.2 seconds remaining. You can expect to see another foul and try to put the Pride at the free throw line and try to limit the inbound. Olsen gonna foul Matthew Brown. That'll be Olsen's third foul. Brown has not attempted a free throw so far tonight.
Shooting 1 and 1.
So he'll shoot 1 and 1. First free throw is up and good for Brown. Brown now at 19 points in the game. Make that 20. And a timeout called by Jim Boone and the Pride of Greensboro College. So now a 7-point game with 36.8 seconds remaining. At this point for Southern Virginia, everything has to work out perfectly. You got to knock down the first open look that you get. You got to get a quick stop, get a quick foul, maybe have them miss some free throws, and then have the same happen 2 more times. So right now there's really literally no room for error.
Yeah. You know, the next sequence, first thing you got to do is make a shot.
Yeah.
You know, that makes them take the ball out. Then you can go for a steal. You don't have to foul. You know, you don't have to let them receive.
Yeah.
And then foul, but go for the steal first. Maybe you come away with one. You know, and get another quick bucket, and then that closes it down to a 1-possession game at that point, and then you foul.
Yeah.
So there's still plenty of time. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
a lot of good things have to happen, but there's still plenty of time. But first of all, you have to execute on offense.
Absolutely. Like we always say, the last minute or so of a basketball game at any level tends to take about 20 minutes in and of itself, with all the fouls and stoppage in play and timeouts that are called, especially when the game is as close as it has been all game long. So now we'll see the Pride, I believe. Actually, no, it's Southern Virginia with the ball. We'll see at least a showing of some full court pressure from the Pride. Baker going up off the glass and in, quick shot. And a timeout called by Southern Virginia. So it brings it back within 5. Very, very quick, kind of similar thing to what we saw Southern Virginia do against North Carolina Wesleyan, where the Bishops were able to go down really quickly, get a quick layup, and a stoppage and play, they get the ball back. So I imagine that Greensboro College just simply wanted to make sure they can get the ball, get fouled, and maybe make some free throws, or they can get the ball and play a little keep away, you know, take down some clock, and make it to where this already pretty, it'd be impressive that the Knights were able to pull us off and make that even less possible by taking away the clock.
No, absolutely, you know, and that's the Knights' last time out for the game. So, you know, they don't have a way to stop the clock other than making baskets at this point, or fouling. You know, then again, you know, we saw it the other night. You mentioned, you know, the Knights, you know, threw the ball away once when they had a timeout to burn, and I'm sure that's what Coach Boone's telling his players right now. Right. If you get into trouble, call timeout. Doesn't matter whether it's on an inbound pass, whether you get trapped on a sideline, whatever it is, you know, call the timeout. We got 2 to burn.
Absolutely. So now Southern Virginia, hopefully, like you said, looking to play the most strapped-down defense they have played all game long on this inbound play. And, of course, Greensboro College having their most secure and sure thing inbound play they have in their entire arsenal. And we're going to see a foul here on Baker. Only about a second and a half goes by on the clock. We'll see Javion Majette go to the free throw line. Majette, 14 points so far in today's game. And Majette is 2 for 2 from the free throw line so far today. 14 points and 7 rebounds to his name with 3 assists. First free throw is good. And when you're a team that shoots about 71% from the free throw line, this is where a lot of that comes in handy, closing out games like this, making it to where, you know, with fouling and stopping the clock, that doesn't put you at a disadvantage. Here's Green.
No, not at all.
Olsen for 3. That no good. Rebounded by Green. Steps back for three. No good. Rebounded by Thompson. Now 15.4 seconds remaining in this one. Again, the Knights able to get a couple of looks, just not able to knock anything down. And that's just kind of been the story of the day, is that shots just haven't really been falling.
No, they shot well, like we said, the first 12, 15 minutes of the game. But since that point, it's really been a struggle, especially on those open shots. You know, the offense has moved the ball fairly well, but just really struggled to knock down the open shots.
Free throw is no good for Thompson, so a little bit of life for the Knights if they can get something quick. Olsen, quick three, and that's good. 8.5 remaining, brings it back within 4. So like we said, there's some life here. And Olsen's gonna quickly foul Matthew Brown, who will go to the free throw line. We'll see Sam Jex check into the game. Jex will come in for Kai Olsen. After that three, the Knights are 7 of 21 at 33.3%. And you love to see a shot go in at that point, and that free throw good for Brown, but you gotta wonder, is that shot may have been too little too late. You would look to see a couple more of those shots made within about a minute left or a minute and a half. Second free throw, no good. Green has it. Jex, open three. That's short, no good. Rebounded by Thompson. And that will do it as the Pride come away with another close victory over the Knights of Southern Virginia, winning by a score of 65-60. The Knights fall to 5-15 on the year and 2-7 in conference play. And the Greensboro Pride get their 10th win of the year and 6th conference win of the year, and continue their winning streak now to 3 games. And again, a night like this where it's a tough game overall, where, like we said, second half just wasn't falling for Southern Virginia. But again, another team that you played close in your conference. North Carolina Wesleyan previously, that you were able to, keep it where you had a 6-point lead with a couple minutes left, that falling away. Now the Knights will have a road game against Brevard College February 3rd, and then they'll be back here at home on February 6th against Mary Baldwin, the #1 team in the USA South Conference. That'll be a big one that everyone will want to tune into. And they'll be back home on February 17th against Methodist University. So 2 more chances for the Knights to win in front of their home crowd. They had 2 other away games between those games. But Colby, like you said, just kind of a tough night overall, but a night where both teams just showing a lot of grit tonight.
Yeah, it was a tough game. Well-played game for the most part. Not a lot of turnovers in this game, but good defense for the most part. The referees let them play hard and, body up a little bit on defense. You got to like the way the Knights are competing. They just, seems like each night they just miss one component of the game that would really help push them over the top. The other night Sam Jex hit a couple big shots, right? Tonight it was Alex Weiland, come in, gave some good minutes defensively and hit a couple big shots down the stretch. Just missing just that last little piece to be able to jump up and push them over the edge.
And the Knights hoping to have that happen for them as the season comes towards a close. And every game we talk before the game, it feels like sort of an elimination game, a playoff game from here on out. And statistical leaders for tonight, you had Matthew Brown having a fantastic game with 21 points and 4 rebounds. You have Javion Majette with 16 points, as well as 7 rebounds. Then for the Knights, Cole Baker with 20 points, and then DJ Green with 14 points and 5 rebounds. And Kyle Olsen with 10 points and 14 rebounds, had a double-double tonight on a night where he, it was a tough matchup with him with Matthew Brown. He really had to fight through it, still able to make a lot of things happen for him tonight. But as always, we appreciate you tuning into this presentation of Southern Virginia Athletics here on Knights Broadcasting. I'm Dawson Weeder. This has been Colby Kemp. We appreciate your support of Southern Virginia Athletics. Be sure to tune in for future games here on Knights Broadcasting. With that, so long, good night, and go Knights.